Hi everyone, Miss Fatima here. I hope you're keeping well. This is a recorded session for year 3, okay? Year 3. Thank you. So tell me, how have you been? Have you had a good week? Did you manage to have a look at the recorded sessions that I put online? Can you give me your feedback? What did you think of it? Was it too easy for you? Too hard? Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Remember, you can write to Miss Fatima or via School Everywhere if you wanted to send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, thank you for all the lovely feedback messages I've been getting about the bedtime stories. I'll continue to do those. Thank you. So for our reading and phonics today, first things first, I want you to go and find a copybook and a pen, because after we do some sounds, we'll be doing some spelling work, okay? So go and find a copybook and a pen, please. Pause this video once you got it, start the video. Okay, so sitting nice and straight with backs nice and straight. So let's start by breathing. Okay, we fill our lungs with air and we inhale, and then we exhale gently. Enough oxygen in our body means we're going to do a quick, very good learning session. Yeah, we need to have enough oxygen in the body. So now let's have a look at the sounds that we've done last week. We've done 2 sets of sounds, and I'm quickly just going to go through them. Repeat after me, please. D. E. Now we're going to look at a new set of sounds. But before you continue watching, you can always pause the video and rewind a bit about the sounds, yeah? Thank you. And another set of sound, 2 sets. This is the first set. My turn. G. Your turn. G. K. K. O. O. Now remember, children, these 2, they come together to make one sound. These 2 sounds are called special friends because they come together also to make the sound K. We'll be looking at that in our spelling today, okay? Yeah, that's the sound I was telling you about. K. E. E. Ah. Ah. R. R. Now let's look at some words that make some of the new sounds that we've looked at today. The first set of new sounds that we looked at were G, O, K, K. There's a very slight difference between K and K, but you will get to learn that as you do more reading, okay? So now, the first sound we looked at was G. Words, let's look at the picture here. What's going on? I can see that the children are all outside playing. Yeah. Daddy's wearing a green shirt. Yeah. And Chip, that's his name, that boy, he's got a grin on his face. Grin. What does grin mean? Grin means a smile. Yeah, when you have a gentle smile like that, it's a grin. And she's playing a game. A game of tennis. Look. And some other words that begin with the sound g are gap. And there's also dig. There's a g in it. Gas. The gas that we have in the house for cooking. Yeah. Cooking gas. The gas that we breathe oxygen gas. And digs. Somebody is digging with a shovel. Let's look at the next sound. We looked at oh. So what's happening in this picture here? Oh, I think they are somewhere in the house. It looks like the kitchen. So what are the children doing in the kitchen? He's got a box. Can you see the O in word box? Yeah. And he's wearing an orange shirt. Orange. Yeah. Some other words that have got the sound O in them are on, dog, nod. What does nod mean? Yeah. Nod is when you agree to something, you nod with your head. Nod. And we have pond. Let's see. Oh, the next sound is cat. And we've got cap, can, and act, when you act out something. And what's happening here in this picture? What do we have here? Where are all these people? Yes, I can hear some of you saying they are at the beach, there at the seaside. So what's happening? He's wearing a red cap. A cap is like a hat. Yeah. And there's a sand castle. Somebody built a sand castle. Let's see what else we've got. What's the last sound in this book? And the last sound is we have kid. Kid is like a child, like you are a kid. And we have kit and kiss. I just blew you a kiss. And skin. Yeah, your skin. And what's happening in this picture here? What's going on? Oh, we've got a dog who's chasing another dog with a bone in his mouth. Now let's find all the in this picture. We have a park. They're all at the park. And there's a at the end. And that's, like I just said to you earlier, skin. Somebody's skin. And there's a basket. Can you see? Basket. A blue basket. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now let me quickly look at the second book before we look at some spelling. Okay? All right. Here we go. Here in this book we have k, e, a, and r. First sound that we'll be looking at is k. And I want you to pay special attention to these words because they'll be coming in your spelling in a minute. So we have the first word there, d, a, k, duck. And then we have sock. And we have pack. When you pack something, You pack something, you put it in a bag, you pack it up, you're going somewhere. You take things with you, pack. Yeah? And stack. When you stack something, you pile things on top of each other. Like here, I have a stack of books. Yeah? A stack of books. Lots of books on top of each other is a stack of books. Now, have you all got your partners? Turn to your partner and say, that's a stack of books. Okay. Next sound. Egg. Can you see the picture of the egg? Did you have eggs for breakfast today? I love eggs. Men. Lots of men together. Get. To get something. Neck. Tent. Yeah, we're looking at remember? And what's a tent? That's a tent. When you go camping, you put up a tent. Yeah? And what's going on in this picture? Like we've just mentioned, camping. But I don't think they went camping as such. I think they just set up a tent at the back of their garden. Yeah. Yeah, so words that have got the sound in them, we have, what's the colour of the tent? Red, that's right. Next sound in this book is umbrella. Can you see the lovely umbrella? And you have up, sun, cap, dust. And what's happening in this picture here? Where are they? Oh, they are at the seaside again. Turn to your partner and say, they're at the seaside again. Now, what words can we spot? Can you help me spot all the words that have got the sound in them? Yeah, we've already spotted umbrella. Yes. And look. Mum. That's mum. And we have rug. That's the thing that they're sitting on. It's like a carpet. Yeah? And we have bucket. There's a green bucket. Yeah? Very good. The next sound in this book is rabbit. Yeah? Should we look at some words that have got the sound r? We have red. And we have rug. We've already looked at a rug. Again, I forgot to mention. Where are they? Oh, they are at some sort of a fairground. Yeah? Like a park where there's lots of rides and children are having fun. Like a fun fair, right? Yeah, look. There's a pretend pirate and children are sliding down and we have the word stripes. Look, she's got a stripy shirt. Blue and white stripes. Yeah? And we have a pirate. There he is. With an eye patch. Yeah? And we have green leaf. It's got the sound R in it. Yeah? And the last sound in this book, actually that was the last sound. Now, okay, now I want you to go and get your book and pen ready because we're going to look at some spelling. Now, I mentioned to you earlier that we will be looking specifically at the sound, the new sound. Well, we learned lots of new sounds, but we'll be focusing on this sound. Okay? So now, the first word that I want you to write is I'm going to spell it. When you hear a word, always spell it with your left hand. Sound out the word first. Let's sound it out. The word is neck. Okay? Now let's sound it out. N, e, k. I'm going to say k, but the last sound is actually made up of two sounds, special friends, come together to make one sound. Can you write down neck, please? Now, if you haven't finished writing yet, you can pause the video and then check that you got the right answer as Miss Fatima. If you wrote neck like this, give yourself a tick. Turn to your partner and say, I got it right. Okay, now for the next word. The next word I want you to spell is sack. Now let's sound it out first with our left hand. S, a, k. Now I want you to remember the last sound is our special friend that we've learned today. Okay? Now, if you haven't written it down yet, pause the video, write it down, and then turn it on to check that you wrote it correctly like Miss Fatima. Okay? Sack. If you wrote it like that, then give yourself a tick. Turn to your partner and say, I got it right again. Okay. The next word I want you to spell is rock. Rock. Like a stone. A rock. Now let's sound it out. R, o, k. With the special sound. With the special friend. Okay, now pause the video, write it down, and then play the video. Did you get it right? Rock. If you got it right, give yourself a tick, turn to your partner and say, I'm on fire. Now I told you during our live sessions, when you're on fire means you're doing really well, yeah? So, good job. The next word I want you to spell has got 4 sounds. Turn to your partner and say, the next word has got 4 sounds. That's right. And the word is skip. Skip. Now let's sound it out first with our left hand. S, k, I, p. S, k, I, p. Skip. Okay? Now I'm going to show you the word now, but you can please pause it, write it down first, and then play the video to check if you got the same answer as Miss Fatima. Skip. Did you get it right? Well done. The last word that we're going to spell today has also got 4 sounds, yeah? So I want you to listen carefully, and then we'll sound it out together. The word is tusk. Tusk. Now, do you know what a tusk is? Elephants usually have 2 tusks. Yeah, 2 big tusks. They're almost like their teeth. Yeah, 2 great tusks. Now, let's sound it out together first. T, a, s, k. Tusk. Now, I'm going to show you the word which I've written down, but please pause the video first before you look at Miss Fatima's answer to check if you got it right. Good job. Did you get it right? Good job. If you got it right, let's say 1, 2, 3. Well done, me. Great job. Well done. Now, let me see what word we're going to do next. The last word that we'll be spelling today has got 6 sounds. Say, oh my goodness. I know. Sounds a lot, but it's going to be so easy when we sound it out, okay? And the word is basket. Like a basket where we put things in it, yeah? So, basket. Let's sound it out first with our left hand. I need 6 fingers. B, a, s. We can break out. Usually when the word is very long and you think it's going to be challenging to spell, always break it out into 2. And that's called spelling, like into syllables basically. So So, and we will have that lesson at a different day. But first, I'm just quickly going to break it down into two. We have bas and kit. Bas, kit. Let's see. The first section of the word is b-a-s, bas, and then basket. Now, basket. Let's see if you got it right. Pause the video first, write it down, and then turn it on to share your answer with Miss Fatima. Did you get it right? Well done, you. Great work. Now, we're going to now move on to our story part. Because remember, in our reading and phonics sessions, we always have some sounds, phonics, and then we do some story reading, okay? For our story part today, I've got not one, but two stories. Now, the reason is because the first one, although it's a story, but it's more for me to read and for you to repeat after me. Now, for some of you, this is pretty basic. I know some of you are going to say, Miss Fatima, that's year one story. I know, just bear with me. We're going to go through this through the first couple of days and weeks. I just want to increase your fluency and your ability to read with expression. Yeah, so just bear with me, please, and we'll get there in the end. So the first story is one that I want you to repeat after me, okay? So I read a line and you repeat after me, please. The name of this book is Good Dog. Thank you. Good dog. What's happening there? I am a good dog, he said. Look at me. Now repeat after me. I am a good dog. Look at me. Can you see the words? It's very important that we read with expression. Yeah? Let me show you the difference. I think I've already mentioned this before, but I'm just going to remind you. I am very good, as you can see. Now, two things I've done here. First, I've read with expression. I didn't just say, I'm very good, as you can see. Doesn't sound good, does it? No, but better still, you should say, I am very good, as you can see. And then I also did a tiny pause there because there's a comma. Where there's a comma, you always have to pause, yeah? So don't just say, I am very good, as you can see. No. I am very good, as you can see. All right? Is he a good dog? Yeah. He's carrying the newspapers and he's walking behind. Yeah, he's a good dog. He's walking behind Kipper and his dad. You say, sit. I sit. That's it. That's what the dog said. Now your turn to repeat after me. You say, sit. I sit. That's it. If you call, I get the ball. If you call, I get the ball. Did you repeat that? Good job. You say, stay. I stay. You say, stay. I stay. That's it. Looks like he's a very good dog. He's always listening, right? What do you think is going to happen next? Oh my goodness. But not if I can see a cat. Oh dear. When dog sees a cat, he's not listening to anybody. He's just going chasing the cat. That's right. Now let's read that together. But not if I can see a cat. Ooh, well done. Beautiful reading. Now, I'm going to now move on to our second story. And this is where you sit back and relax. You don't have to repeat anything. Just enjoy the story. Now, this is actually a folk tale from Germany. It's a traditional tale that originates from Germany. Yeah? Do you know where's Germany? It's a country in Europe. Okay? Maybe some of you have visited Germany. I don't know. I have visited Germany in the past. It's a very nice country. And it's it's a very clean country actually. But yeah, that's Germany. Now the story is also one of my favorite stories. I love this story. It's been written so many times over the years. It's called Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, it's a story of two siblings, a boy and a girl, brother and sister. They are brothers and sisters. Yeah, Hansel is the brother and Gretel is the sister. Hansel and Gretel by Malachi Doyle. There's no food, said the woman. How will we eat? Said the woodcutter. Take Hansel and Gretel for a walk in the brown woods, said the wife, and leave them there. Now basically what's going on there is this is a family of mother and a father. The father is a woodcutter, and one day he came home and they were a very poor family. They just managed to live every day, but then one day things just got so hard. He sat down and he said to his wife, there's no more food left. And what did the wife suggest? She said, take Hansel and Gretel to the woods and leave them there. Leave them there to die, basically. Oh dear. No, said the woodman. I cannot. Because basically what the story is not telling you is that she's a stepmother. She's not the real mother. The real mother died and then he married that woman. And so she's the stepmother. And the woman suggested that he takes them to the woods and they die there in hunger. And the man said, no. And the woman said, you must, or we'll all die, she cried. So the woodman, he listened to his wife. He took Hansel and Gretel into the brown woods. Now, one thing you didn't, I don't know if some of you noticed, when the wife was talking to her husband, Hansel was listening. He heard the whole thing. And so he went and told his sister about it. And also what he did was he collected lots of stones and he put them in his pocket. Yeah? And so when his father was taking them to the woods, he was throwing some stones in the wood, leaving a trail so that he can walk back home. He gave the boy and the girl some cake to eat, but Hansel put it in his pocket and dropped it. Sorry, in a different version that I read, he collected stones. But in this version, he used the cake to drop it on the ground, piece by piece, along the way. The woodman left Hansel and Gretel deep inside the dark wood. He walked away and did not look back. It was very sad. Now we are all alone. How will we get home? Gretel sobbed. Sobbed means cried as she was saying that. Do not cry, said Hansel, her brother. We will see the cake that I dropped in the dirt, and it will lead us home, he said to his sister. He said, don't worry, I dropped bits of cake on the ground as we came here, and that will take us back home. The trail will take us back home. But the birds came flying down from the sky. They saw the cake along the way and they ate it all up. Oh dear. Cow, cow. Like, oh dear. Now they've got no trail to go back home. Hansel and Gretel were lost in the woods. They walked on and on till they were very hungry and their tummies started to rumble. Then they saw a small house. A sweet little granny was outside. Come in, she said to them. But when they got in, she locked the gate. Oh, she doesn't look very pleasant, does she? Look at her face. Oh dear. Evil looking thing, right? When they got in, she locked the gate. And she hissed and said, I will make you fat. I will toss you in this cauldron and cook you and eat you. Did you hear what she said? She said she's going to make them fat and then she's going to cook them and eat them. Oh my goodness. But Gretel grabbed her hair and threw her in the cauldron instead. They unlocked the gate and ran away as fast as they could. Whew, lucky that. We will show you the way home. The birds talked to them and they said to them, don't worry, Hansel and Gretel, we will take you back home. When they got home, the woodman ran outside, their father that is, he ran outside to greet them. I'm so glad you came back home, he said. Hansel and Gretel were happy then, and the woodman did not send them away again. And that was the end of the story. Yeah, and that's just a story map of where it all started and how it ended. Did you like the story? Yeah, there's so many variations, so many different versions of this story. This is a much simplified version. And maybe if I find a different book, I'll tell you the story differently. Yeah? And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story today. Remember to go to Oxford Owl and use the login details that I gave you. And yeah, just continue reading every day. Read and read and read. It's very important. It will increase your fluency and your love of books, which is very important. And yeah, I want you to share. That's your homework. Remember, your homework is to read books. And when we meet live next week, I want you to tell me how many books you've read and how many times you've read each book. Yeah, it doesn't have to be from Oxford Owl. It could be from a different website. that perhaps you want to share. So long as you read, I just want you to read books, please. Continue reading until we meet next time. Bye for now. Bye.